Can I take survival and see how likely that is? If there will be other groups, how likely is that they will survive this step and so on?
Oh, okay. Actually, given your clearing and your work in the ship so far, you have not yet found any remains of beings like you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then the likelihood that there would be
those bodies that were inhabited by the dissemblers.
Yes, but nothing like what we found in this
in there.
this transporter.
No.
And
well, actually, I take that back.
Okay.
There are. You had found some killed. Some killed people.
Yeah.
Scattered around here, but most of them had been so shredded and so destroyed, and then exposed to the elements.
Yeah.
That there wasn't much left.
Wasn't really.
But was there any biomechanical parts that would have been?
No hive parts at all.
But yeah.
So there might have been people, but they weren't.
Right. That's what she had already found out.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were
when
like
she
the
used
ones
the archives from the ship. She was
yes.
able to learn that whoever these people were, they were some kind of strange offshoot or parallel to the hive that didn't seem to be properly mechanized.
So I don't need to roll? Or?
No, you don't need to roll for that.
Those are like...
Yeah.
And I'll try to
But here you will find a section in one of these small rooms. You will find several bodies of dead people that are not recoverable, but they have clearly been preserved and stored.
So does it rough to roll what I was mentioning before? Or it's...
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna try to.
Okay. So who else is going to click on it?
I'm gonna try, even though I don't have a big.
That's a failure.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Failure.
You got a 2 over there and a 30 over there.
Failure.
Okay.
Take it
So
this way?
I also have failure.
Okay, so I like, I have this great idea that all of you are bustling around trying to discover things and probably communicating very fast among one another. Oh, I can't figure this out. This is crazy. And you're just like there in the middle of it all, watching everybody, just saying, I could have told you this. All this work and we still don't know anything.
I think we should try to consider now if we want to go back or not. Because you say that you're starting to think that we should not.
If we start to
now?
And yes, but the important part here is now. So I think we should start looking for clues to know if we should go back or not. The most obvious was did some other numbers went before us, but there is probably another approach that could
we could transfer ourselves to this
and go away, yeah.
We
but
don't really know.
Possibility. Like there isn't any way to know like that. If we do that, could we somehow become connected to the hive? Will we become someone new? Are we still the same?
I think
do we start?
It will think that's so odd that it's probably not an option.
Problems. If we restart, if we go in there and it restarts, we don't remember anything. Do we want that?
Yeah, but like the body. Like
but if I don't remember this, I think I need to remember this.
How theoretical are they getting now?
Not much.
No? Okay. Just checking.
We are wondering what happens if we take our body to a new body. Do we become do we remember stuff? Do we not remember stuff?
As I recall, your medical role.
It was a success.
Okay, it was a success. Yes. So I know the answer.
You do.
Oh,
you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll tell you.
If the technology is properly applied by experts.
I'm not a breeder.
Excellent disclaimer.
Well, there are breeders, right? I mean, you can't just be a breeder with a good medicine role. So or technical or archivist or anything. That's yes. The idea is somebody could use one of these bodies.
Yeah, but
they would retain themselves. Basically, they would telepathize themselves into that spot, almost like a form of. I mean, it's technological rather than psychic, which is important. This technology was actually made before the hive became psionic. But with the power of the psionic abilities, it would be very greatly enhanced. It would be very, very successful.
That probably answers why we don't have a breeder with us. Just saying.
Yeah,
Because,
but like once in the body, you still like you are you.
Yeah.
Or you become someone else.
No, you are you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You.
But not
So
all.
you will remember everything.
And most likely the hive will remember you or recognize you.
Yes,
Is
that's
there
true.
is there any chance that the connection would be recovered?
With the hive. No.
Yeah. Like if you transfer yourself to a body, like could it recover
I see.
the connection to the actual hive?
These bodies are just empty. They are not connected to the hive. In fact, remember, this facility does not seem to be. I mean, if you are really putting it together, the archivist has kind of figured out the historical sequence here, and this is older than the hive.
And
the hive may actually have been created
from
this laboratory.
Didn't share those thoughts because I'm not sure I already have them figured out all
Right.
the way.
Mm-hmm.
But can I figure enough of the technology to know if going back to the entrance will connect us back to the hive or not? Because we have been cut out when we
do you mean
in.
telepathically?
Yes.
That you do not know.
Okay.
You will have to experiment with that.
Okay.
Although remember that the fight with the soldier, that was still back there. Yeah, that was all the way back.
Yeah,
there.
but it was like just at the location where we were cut off. So maybe going back
even further.
Right.
Back even further is a good question. Could you? You have been developing psionically quite a lot in these last few days. You really don't know if the hive would perceive you any more than you perceived the dingoes mentally, which you did not. Right? I mean, you really would have had to use, telesthesia to sense the dingoes. You cannot just connect with them mentally.
Mm-hmm.
And so, for all you know, as far as you can tell, based on what you encountered before, the hive would now see you as basically this is a good question. I mean, how would the hive see you now? That is a matter of speculation at this time.
Yes. But we went...
Especially after... There was, however, a moment of direct contact.
Yes.
Over 343900.
So we had been in contact of the pool back to the hive.
Yeah.
So with everything we learned up now, can we infer what...
There will be a different... again, a pool?
There could be.
That's...
Or if the five of you work together with working off of bonuses and things like that with each other, who knows? Maybe you could be stable enough to actually be able to exchange communication.
Could we...
Without being...
Crazy idea here, but we stole you from the hive. Could we stole the hive from the hive? Like the whole hive and become the center.
You want to become the 000. You want to become 0.
I knew how that
Zero,
sentence
zero,
started.
zero.
I did not guess how it would end. I guessed something else at the end.
No, I think my character sees that as like a technical question.
Yes, exactly.
It's like very...
Theoretically, the answer is yes.
Okay.
But there's lots of things about the inner circle, the center of the hive that you don't know.
Yeah.
And so...
There will be some defenses.
I mean...
Yeah. So,
but
the theoretical concept, does it actually have to be a given individual? Is it just a matter of transfer there? Those are some very interesting questions. You need some more data.
Okay.
Now, at this point is when
You close the door, right?
Yeah.
I did close the door, and when you were asking him earlier to start powering up weapons or something like that, or just if he can, I was thinking to tell you that if we start powering up that, it might draw attention.
Yeah.
I mean, we are already powering up stuff, which might draw attention, but at least we powered it up at the other side of the facility, and this thing has been powered all the time.
Yeah.
So this is still status quo.
Yes.
If
Apart from the fact that I'm sitting in this computer
yeah.
very comfortably, not really listening to your quabbles because I'm happy.
I believe
Absolutely, yes.
I believe before we walked out of here that we closed off.
I think you would also would have been very secure. I have no doubt that you were all very careful.
Especially if I have full control over that.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I think my character is
a moment. So
the military. No.
Yeah.
Precautions.
I think you are thinking about building up, and I'm thinking about staying stealthy.
Yeah.
There is there are two things I want our archivist to understand with that successful role. Beyond what we have mentioned already. It's just there's so much and everybody is doing all these interesting ideas. The first thing is that the body that you are supposed to get is supposed to be verified for specific genetic content. In other words, it has to be checked to see. As a matter of fact, they are not supposed to be. You are checking for deviation. So these body jars are one genetic identity. They're duplicates. And then the other is that the lot of the data and the archiving is what a biologist would call outbreeding. So in other words, if you have a very limited population pool, how do you recombine DNA through mating in such a way that the genetic diversity per individual, especially in the immune system, the major histocompatibility complex, especially in the immune system, that you maximize the diversity of the immune system across the population. In other words, you are minimizing inbreeding.
Wait, we are trying to be like more separated genetically, not similar.
Correct.
Okay.
In other words, you are realizing
At least.
that the protocols for genetic recombination in terms of long-term policy would be oriented toward maximum diversity of the population rather than minimizing it.
Which is funny, usually in hive mind, it's like everybody has to be similar. That's the opposite. Which is really stupid.
Which I was going to say, and then the first flu influenza comes along, and we all drop dead. Yes. The hive is not stupid.
Yeah.
Their protocols for hive creation were very biologically educated.
The ideas of purity are pretty bad. Scientifically.
Okay, but question is how stupid in general is our hive?
Exactly.
If 36 isn't.
What if it doesn't mean that it's stupid?
Okay, I'm going to try.
Maybe it's not.
I'm trying to communicate my thoughts very slowly.
What?
We were supposed to find one of these.
A specific one.
A specific one.
It could be any of them. You just have to check its genes.
But it should be something that's. How do I express that if I'm not a biologist but an archivist? It should be special.
Yeah.
Unique.
It should be unique in a way. They are all the same, but it should be unique in a way.
Probably better than the others in some way.
The point is that random mutations can occur through the developmental process.
And then you
want the one with the least of them.
Yes. And 36 probably has an idea about that what happened here is the smart way to go. But they may be alone with that idea.
Can we check how different it is from us?
Yes, you would have
Probably.
to.
looking
Probably.
around.
Yeah, with
Med-
yeah.
There should be equipment, and we do have the models, and we do have the programs here,
And the
and it should
medical.
A
work.
bit, yes, although he's more for first aid. He is not actually a biochemical
No, but
medical
I'm not
I
a
researcher.
guess
doctor.
everything is. I mean, everything is
If we
automatized.
combine
Yeah.
So,
our
Right. There's
Every-
right.
you know,
There's
three of
a
us-
possibility. With a little bit of work, you might be able to figure out how to at least take a sample and compare the degree of combination. I mean, it's a very
We
crude
have
genetic
the-
technique. It's not. I can do it in one of those sinks right there. It's not that hard. So
I know the theory.
yeah.
He knows the medicine.
And I know
to
the
draw
ma- and I know
blood,
the
for
machine.
Yeah,
example.
but- yeah.
And that's from the machine.
And
To
you
take-
know the
right.
machinery.
Right.
And there are
And
5 people to draw blood from to compare. Maybe.
and
Maybe-
Are you
maybe
still with,
four.
are you with us or are you close?
we are all the same, right?
Are we?
We have no ID.
No, that my character
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
343900 says, "Are we?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to be part of that?
Yes.
Yeah, sure, whatever. You do whatever you want. I'm just like hanging on. But honestly, like we should have we have the knowledge somewhere because we have been in the hive mind, right? We
Yeah.
have it in somewhere in the memory, even though we
Way
can't
back,
access it.
yes.
Yeah, we can't access it anymore like some breeder dude.
I was thinking maybe the numbers doesn't mean how much information you are able to be connected to. So the more numbers you have, the less information you are able to obtain.
Yeah.
Well,
Access.
in terms of specifics, yes, but in terms of having done lots of things and having had contact with lots of things, some things you have done and then you traded out your abilities and did something else, which is the history of a drone. Or there are also, because I think drones get extra prior abilities for that reason. And then also, there's also the point that you have had abilities or memories of other people, sort of bouncing in and out of your head as a habit all this time without really thinking of yourself as different. I mean, you're in a different body, but so what? We are all the hive, right? So therefore, that's probably where you have your medical abilities. You probably are remembering them, even though it was someone else who actually learned them, whoever that may have been. So, I mean, think of memes, right? Just sort of swimming through the hive mind, bouncing around everybody. So, okay, we have some very interesting ideas. I am going to say that this check shouldn't be very difficult at all with all this. All of you can roll with a bonus. Yeah.
So who rolls on what?
I'm roll medicine.
Mechanics of computer.
Computer. Yeah.
That's
Hypnosis?
Yeah.
Or
Definitely.
independent thinking?
Independent thinking. This is
I think
actually
I
very
tried
yeah,
that one. Actually, focus.
Yeah.
You have to figure out our own.
You guys can
procedures.
roll cleverness.
For well, I
No,
asked.
they don't have to roll
Yes.
anything.
I want
16.
to figure
Go
out
ahead.
if we are the same.
Still.
I rolled a 6, so I have 1 success.
Oh, that's very good.
24.
24.
So-
I'm really bad
F1.
at mental competition.
But
Two
that's
successes for you, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So none of you are great at it, and let's just point out that you know how when you are first getting blood drawn and the technician isn't very good at it, right? It's so.
Well,
It's
the
just gonna be a
first
little
time,
time.
the first time is followed by second, by
Yeah,
third,
I
by
know,
I'm
just-
sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't draw blood with
I
a
just-
knife.
I'm really right. I'm really quite enjoying the idea of your character's expressions as you watch the three of them suffer through this process, which takes a lot longer than it should, but the data finally do come through. All of you are genetically extremely diverse from one another, especially in your immune systems. Especially. So you are perfect products of the protocol that you are looking at here in these records. Second, the sequences in question all come from here.
Okay.
It's like genetic number.
Well, the number actually that you have has nothing to do with the genetic sequence.
Okay.
Yeah, that number seems to be strictly a hive thing of the concentric circles. Or I'm not sure if you would figure that out, but there is no correspondence with the genetics. They don't code your nucleotides or anything like that. So yeah, you are looking at some pretty interesting stuff here.